obviously hasn't put up huge numbers offensively, but what challenges are they presenting?
I mean, they're committed to the run game, and they got a strong arm quarterback. They got a talented wideout, and they've hit some big plays on some teams, and you can tell they have a defensive head coach, with some of the run game and the management of some of the things. But the tempo will show up here again. I think the quarterback has as strong an arm as there is in the country, and just sometimes in a lot of those RPO games, it's not super clean of whether you should throw the ball, whether you shouldn't throw the ball. I think those decisions are hard for a lot of quarterbacks in a first-year offense because everything's not just super clean for him. But he is talented, and they've got two guys we competed against last year at O-line, and they got a returning tight end. So they have some good pieces, and they've helped that team get to a 5-1 start.
They've won a lot of games in the last 2 years. Can you just tell that your confidence about it?
I don't really feel the confidence per se coming off the tape. I think they've executed well, and obviously those kids have had to go through a change, and it's a credit to them to come out and start fast here this season.
What have you had a bye week like SmackDown? Sorry, Brent. You're right around.
What have you seen from KJ Kirkman that's allowed him to kind of keep having this role as a starter and building on it throughout the season?
Well, he's given us more consistency back there in a position that we're fighting to find him, and we've played a lot of different bodies back there, more than I've ever played, and that's just trying to find the right combination of people that go out there and execute and play well so that we can count on them. So what is that? It comes down to communication, but it comes down to making the plays when they show up, whether it's tackling or on the ball. It comes down to blitzing, and so he just gives us the best of those areas right now. And we're looking forward to seeing him coming off of a bye week, knowing what's in front of him, and seeing what that looks like on Friday night.
There's having a bye week SmackDown kind of at the end of the season like this. Is there a way they can tell these guys messaging, kind of hit reset and see how things look the second play?
I guess figuratively, because it is right in the middle, and there's always a middle to everything for the most part. And so I think you can paint that picture a little bit, but bye weeks are, every staff in America gets the schedule, and everybody either complains or excited, and they come when they come, and you try to make the most of them when they're here. And obviously, we got a lot of things that we got to get better at, but we've had bye wins when the season has been different too, and they're all critical times. You just don't see the result at the end of the bye week, obviously, but we feel results, and we hope those carry over.
What have you seen from some of the freshman cornerbacks or any of those guys getting close to being able to contribute in some capacity?
Yeah, I think Charles and Kai have both showed that they belong here. I do feel confident about the three corners that we're playing. Obviously, we'd love to see more active on the ball, but if I thought those guys were just better than what we had, they'd be out there more. But they are. Kai's rolling some with the group, and Charles has been up with us practicing and getting as much. They're all in every meeting, and I do think they have a really bright future here, and I think they're as advanced, as any. Just we've been in different places with. The last time we played, the freshman corner was AZ, and he was the third corner, and he was pretty competitive with that. And right now those guys are probably a little bit more close to the fourth, and so that's kind of where we sit.
Omar was obviously more productive last game out. Was there anything related to that?
Yeah, he's healthy, and we were counting on the experience early in the year to try to settle things down so that we didn't have many new faces on the field. And he didn't play great, and he had to sit for a number of weeks to get him back healthy. But I do have confidence that he's got a good sense of what to do. I do think he's a good tackler, and so hopefully those things continue to grow because he's been here for a good number of years, but he's really never, he was in the rotation last year, but he was just never really full speed, and hopefully we're going to see more of that.
Anything with you guys, I know you always want to be able to make teams more one-dimensional, stopping the run. Are you guys anywhere closer you feel to being more, adept at stopping the run this week?
We need to be. We need to be. And, the first 2 weeks it was, where there was a big play here and there, but there was a lot of space, and even there were more 5 and 6 yard runs. I felt, there were some games that we've done a really good job. In the Clemson game, there were some bigger runs that obviously led to some of the numbers being very increased, but that's still things that happen, right? But I did feel like there were more 1 or 2 yard gains in and a little bit better looks throughout the game. But then, you allow 1 or 2 explosives, and that can't happen. So let's limit those, and let's continue to build a better wall, and that'll help us create the better third down defense.
Linebackers this week with Lundy out.
It'd be more of what you saw at Clemson.
Yeah, what we saw.
when he was out. Yeah, but very similar to that from a rotation standpoint.
Did we ask you about Sean already? Sean Murphy's anywhere closer to helping you guys out, you feel?
A little bit. I mean, he's closer now than he was the last time we asked.
There we go. All good?
You're good. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Thanks, Adam.
You guys did a great